Hey guys, Cameron Williams here again. Hope you all are having a lovely day out there. I just had a couple things on my mind today just about money in general, and I really want to kind of break down my standpoint and viewpoint on money and really what it is and kind of how it works. And the four things I can really think of and I'm going to break down in this video is kind of credit, so spending money you don't have, talk about spending money, talk about saving money, which is better than spending. Spending's better than spending money you don't have. Saving's better than spending. And even better than saving money is investing money. So we're going to start with the first one, is spending money you don't have, which is credit. Everyone's got a credit card nowadays. Everyone's buying things, just swipe, kind of buying out of their means, essentially. It's too easy to just swipe a card. I feel like don't get me wrong, the credit card is an absolutely great invention, and I think we all should be building up our credit, because then you could get essentially a loan or buy something that maybe is good debt. There is good debt out there. Say like buying a house that you mortgage and intend to flip or something like that. You can pretty much have that passive source of income coming in from that good debt. But a lot of the times, say if you buy a car out of your means, if you buy a steak dinner that's out of your means, if you put some just on the credit card, it adds up, and we really can't budget as well whenever it's that easy to swipe on a credit card. So I feel like, don't get me wrong, it's great to build credit, but it's too easy and it puts us in too deep of a hole just swiping a card and really just spending frivolously out of our means. We all think it's too easy to spend anymore. It's too easy to spend, and I think a lot of that is intentional. So that scares the living shit out of me. It honestly does, because you're controlled whenever you're in debt. You really have no freedom, you're just kind of stuck behind the eight ball. And that's one of the things I want to bring up, is to kind of help people maybe stay out of it. And you're always chasing when you're in debt. You're always, all right, pay the minimum off your credit card, pay the minimum. You're never really getting ahead, and you're probably digging yourself deeper into holes. Whenever you're spending money that you don't even have yet, that's where it becomes a problem. Because time is money, so you're pretty much spending your future time that you haven't even worked for yet, you haven't even made the money yet, you're spending that money already, and it snowballs. It's a snowball effect, and it just goes downhill farther and farther and farther, and you're never really, nobody likes being in debt. Let's be real about it. Nobody likes being in debt, but I don't know why we let ourselves get in debt that's just unpayable or unsurmountable, and it's truly not a great way to live. And that's the first thing. So stay out of debt. Quit using the credit card unless it's to build credit, just because if you don't have it now, you better be damn sure you're going to budget your money enough so you have it in the future at the end of the month. But it's human nature to, whenever it's easy to do something, you just continue to do it. I'll buy a steak dinner here. I could buy this car. I could buy that. I see so many people just in my own life that buy, say, like a $50,000 car, a $30,000 car. They probably should not have that, but due to just financing, things like that, they trick themselves, and maybe the car place tricks them into thinking they can actually pay it, but meanwhile they're just playing a losing game. They're playing behind the eight ball, and I really hate to see it. So just please stay out of debt so we can maybe get ahead. And that's the worst possible thing you can do, is spending money you don't have. Second worst thing is just spending it in general. Don't get me wrong, you gotta spur the economy, keep the economy going by spending money. So you spend money to get something you want or get something that you need, but there's really not that much we need other than food, water, and shelter. So a lot of the expenditures is just an ongoing cycle of just spending. It's never enough. It's never enough whatever. It's never enough clothes. It's never enough jewelry. It's never enough going out to eat, anything like that. It's just never enough, and you just live paycheck to paycheck, and there's really no way to live life, I think, whenever you're just kind of living just by means of one paycheck, just to get to the next paycheck, to buy something else, and you never really make progress and get ahead of the game, because you're also behind the eight ball whenever you're just spending paycheck to paycheck. So spending, it's definitely not as as bad. I was going to say good, but not as bad as spending money you don't have, but spending is still not a winning game. It's really not. It's just an ongoing cycle of misery at a certain point. Now, let's get into the brighter side of things. So saving. Saving is definitely better than spending money, because there's only so much money out there coming in. There's only so much income coming in. That either is spent or it's saved. There's really no in between. When you aren't spending money, you're saving money. When you aren't saving money, you're essentially spending money. So it's got to make a choice. Do you want to spend money or do you want to save it? Do you want to kind of get ahead of the game, or do you just want to keep playing behind the 8 ball? That's really up to the individual, but I don't think a lot of people think about it whenever they're just kind of spending frivolously, going out to eat, going out to Starbucks, going out to here, this, that, the next thing. I did a little bit of calculation. So if you get $5 Starbucks, say, coffee every single day, you cut that out 365 days. You also cut out one time going out to eat for $20. You're saving an extra $3,000 each year. $3,000 just for really not changing your lifestyle at all, just kind of being a little more cautious and prudent of what you're actually doing. Make coffee at home. Get a coffee pot for $30 off Letgo. Buy a big tin that makes 260 cups of coffee for under $3. You're set. You're set for the whole year almost for a couple bucks, rather than spending money on coffee that really does not taste that much better. It's coming from the same coffee bean, let's be real about it, and spending $5 for it. That adds up. I know it doesn't seem like a lot at the time, but that adds up, and I'm just using that as an example. There's many other things we could cut back on, but that's a common thing, is the morning coffee at Starbucks. So let's just cut back on that. I'm telling you, it will pay its dividends. It will really, you'll thank your future self, let's put it that way. And it's that old saying, it's like, two in the hand is better than one in the bush. I'd rather have money just saved up when I being cash heavy, in case something were to happen, in case there were an emergency, in case you just needed or wanted to go on vacation even. You have that expenditure. You don't gotta put it on credit. You don't have to kind of ask someone to borrow it. You don't have to do any of that. You have it. It's yours. Just keep building that up. There's nothing wrong with saving at all. There's absolutely nothing wrong. Cash is a safety net. It really is. It really is. It gives you peace of mind. It gives you, when you have cash, you're comfortable. Don't get me wrong. Money is the root of all evil. It truly is. But money is also freedom. When you have money, you have more freedom, because you aren't worrying about paying the next bill. You aren't worrying about this, about that. I've realized a lot of our worries in life can be vanquished. They really can be disappeared if a lot of them come down to having money issues or the lack thereof money. And a lot of the worries, the angst, the just negativity in this world is because we're kind of pissed at ourselves of just spending out of our means and never being truly happy. Now, money does not create happiness. It does not. But it can have us have a more of a peace of mind is when we have that money, so we don't have to worry about paying the next bill, paying this, paying that, paying rent, doing this, doing that, just living an ongoing cycle of negativity, really. Just start saving cash, even if it doesn't gotta be a ton. It does not have to be a ton of money, just a little bit each paycheck, a little bit each month. Cut back here, cut back there. Do this instead of that. Maybe just go to the bar one less time a week or something like that. It all adds up. It really does, but it's gotta be a choice. It's gotta be a lifestyle choice to say, hey, I'm gonna save money. Not because you're greedy or anything, just because your future self is going to thank you for saving that money. Instead of just being in the same position you are now, 10 years from now or 5 years from now, you'll be ahead of the game. And once you get ahead of the game, you can even get more ahead and more ahead and more ahead. And there's a nice quote. I'm a big quote guy, as you probably know by now, but you get rich by living like you're broke. And that kind of resonates with me a lot, because that is the way to do it at the start. Just kind of live by bare minimum. Don't spend beyond your means. You can still have a good time, still have a great life, still spend money on things, but just gotta budget. You just gotta understand that when you're spending money, you aren't saving money. It's a binary thing. You can't spend and save at the same time. Just realize that there's a limited pool of funds coming in. So you do with them as you wish, But just realize that there is consequences if you do spend, because you're not saving and you're going to stay behind the 8 ball, and you're just going to pretty much stay in misery, because no one likes being in debt. No one likes having to worry about bills, but you can limit that. We can all limit that. I'm trying to give that out to the world to have us realize that it can be done. It doesn't, even if you're working a minimum wage job, save as much as you can. You don't need that Monster Energy drink in the morning. You don't need that Starbucks. You don't need that extra whatever. You just don't need it. Cut back on anything you can. I'm telling you, your future self will thank you. And even better than saving money is investing money. It is investing money. It takes money to make money. That's the age-old saying, but that is truly, it's a truth. It's honestly as true as it ever gets. Your future self will thank you even more if you're investing your money. Because then, as Albert Einstein said, back to a quote, the strongest force on this planet other than gravity is compound interest. If you put let's just say you put $5,000 each year. So that's your minus a Starbucks coffee each day, minus going out to eat once a week, and then making a couple other changes in your life. Just minor changes. You don't gotta change the way you live at all. But just a couple tweaks here, a couple tweaks there. Just be cognizant of the situation, of your budgeting, of your money situation. And if you put $5,000 into a 10% interest, let's say that's the average S&P 500 return is 10%. Let's just say 10%. So $5,000 each year. You do that every year for 10 years. After the 10th year, you only put in $50,000 over 10 years. That's going to pretty much double. It goes to $93,000 for not making really any lifestyle change. Hardly any. You won't even notice it. Trust me, you will not notice the difference. But just from making a minor change and putting $5,000 into a roughly 10% fund each year, it's going to build to over $93,000. So if you're 25 years old, by the time you're 35, you can take out all that money if you really wanted to. But I'd say probably let it grow and continue to get that interest. But if you took it out, you'd have $93,000 in your hand. $93,000. Talk about a safety net. And then, that's the good thing. Once you get ahead of the game, like I said before, you can continue to be ahead. You can continue to either invest in that fund. You could maybe even branch off into real estate, get more passive income. Passive income is the name of the game. You could start a business with that money and get your own source of money. Instead of having to work for someone else, you could work for yourself. If you have a great business idea, a great business mind, you could start making money for yourself. Or you could just keep it in that fund. Keep it, rent out houses, just flip houses, do anything. Investing, it can be fun. It can be a hands-off thing as well. It doesn't have to be extremely intensive. Obviously, more effort you put into it, the more you're probably going to get out of it. But even just getting 10% for doing nothing, you can't beat that. You cannot beat that. A couple other things I want to point on, and then I'll close it out here. So it's starting with the spending money on credit. That's the worst thing you do. Then spending's not as bad, but still not good. Better than spending money is saving money. And best yet, better than saving money is investing money. So just from making some minor changes in your lifestyle, you could change your whole life and your whole future. Like I said, it takes money to make money, but it also takes patience a little bit. You just got to be patient. It's that short-term gratification versus that long-term gratification. That's why I'm saying your future self is going to thank you. Quit it with the short-term gratification. It's a constant chase. It's a constant chase of nothingness. It's really, you're never going to get ahead of the game. But if you sacrifice that short-term gratification, you'll have the most longevity, the longest term gratification you could ever ask for. You'll have true peace. You'll have true happiness, because you'll have all the safety net in the world, and your money will continue to just compound and grow and grow and grow, and you'll be able to retire happily. You'll be able to just live day-to-day life happily without having to worry about the bills, worrying about rent, worrying about this, worrying about feeding your family, doing this, doing that, making just small differences. And obviously, the more you invest, the more you save, the better. But I'm just giving the bare minimum. Anyone can put an extra $5,000 away each year. I've done the math just for minor things in your life. Just small changes. And to close off the video, I just want to remind you guys that just be smart. Be free of debt. Your future self will thank you. I keep saying that, but trust me, your future self is going to thank you. If you save money, that's good. But even better yet, start investing some of that money. Obviously, you want to keep a safety net for yourself in case shit hits the fan. But invest that money. Have your money make money for you. So to go back through, spending money that you don't have is the worst possible thing you can do. Don't go in debt. Don't use the credit card unless you have to or unless you want to build credit. Not as bad as that is just spending money frivolously. So just keep spending money paycheck to paycheck. It's just an ongoing chase, an ongoing cycle. Now, better than spending money, I know we got to spend money on different things in life. There are necessities, but better than spending money is saving money. So like I said, if you aren't spending money, you're saving money. As simple as that sounds, I don't think it resonates with it. It didn't resonate with me for a little while, spending frivolously, but now it's like, wait a minute, I can kind of build your cash flow, build your pile of cash, build your bank account, just build investments, and it grows. Trust me, it grows. It doesn't seem like a lot, saving $5 each day. But trust me, it adds up. There's another saying, back to the sayings, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. You just got to keep that in mind. Be patient. Keep that long-term vision and that long-term goal in mind. Your future self's going to thank you. But better than saving money is investing money. So using that money you save to make more money, to get more out of that base capital that you had, and then you could use those to that proceeds to compound into more money. And trust me, like I said, money is the root of all evil. Money does not create happiness, but money creates freedom. And that's one of our problems, is freedom on the physical standpoint, freedom on the mental standpoint. It's just everybody wants freedom in their life. Trust me, save your money, invest your money. It will give you peace of mind, and your future self will thank you. Signing off, guys. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, do all that good stuff. Just trying to get this message out to the world and help people. I'm trying to help you guys. Peace.